Dear students, today we will discuss the third lesson of your English book from the prose section. It is very interesting story regarding a talented, or we should say a unique girl, school girl. And the title of this lesson is From the Diary of a Young Girl. From the Diary of a Young Girl. It has been compiled by Annie Frank. And we will come to know Annie Frank was a little girl, but Jewish girl. She used to write diary in her diary. She gives a sensational account of her life because there are some people who are having hobby to maintain their diaries. Whatever they do in day-to-day life, they write out in their diaries, and for keeping it record or for keeping it a memory. Mm. This chapter contains the first few pages of her diary. Here she tells why she decided to keep a diary. She had no one with whom she could share the feelings of her heart. So she decided to keep diary in which she could pour out her innermost feelings. First of all, she gives a brief account of her parents and her elder sister. When she gives a funny picture of her days at school, she tells how she used to be very talkative in the classroom. Her teacher tried to punish her by giving her extra work. He gave her an essay to write. Annie wrote the essay in the form of a humorous verse. The teacher was very pleased to read it. He allowed Annie to talk in his class. So I will go through the some main lines of this lesson. In this chapter, and Annie Frank tells us about early years of her life. She also describes why she decided to keep diary. This chapter contains the first few pages of her diary. Annie was born on 12th June 1929 in Frankfurt in Germany. She had a sister who was 3 years older. In 1933, Annie's parents went to live in Holland. The two sisters kept living in Germany with their grandmother. Then they went to live in Holland with their parents and started going to a nursery school in Holland. When she was 6, she joined another school. Annie reached the sixth standard. Her new teacher was one whose name was Mrs. Cupress. The two became deeply attached to each other. Annie writes about her parents and elder sister. She says that her parents and her elder sister loved her. She had about 30 friends also, yet she always felt herself lonely in this world. And had no one with whom she could share the deepest feelings of her heart. So she decided to keep a diary as a friend. She called it Kitty. What was the name of diary? Kitty. Name of diary was Kitty. Because a question will be asked to you, uh, what is the name of the diary? You will write down the Kitty. On Saturday, 20th June 1942, Annie made an entry in her diary. It was in the form of a letter to Kitty. In her letter, Annie tells Kitty about the students in her class. She tells how nervous the students felt at the time of annual results. This is the experience she is sharing with in this diary. What she explained, how she felt, her feelings, or her mindset. Then she writes about her maths teacher, Mr. Kissing. This teacher would punish her for talking in the classroom. As I have told earlier, that she was very talkative. He would give her extra homework. Once the teacher asked her to write an essay on chatterbox. The next day, he asked her to write another essay on an incorrigible chatterbox, which cannot be corrected. Okay. Hmm. The teacher liked Annie's essays, but he could no longer tolerate her habit of talking in the class. Now he gave her a very unusual essay to write. The title of the essay was, it is second task assignment to her. First was regarding the chatterbox. She did it excellently. Now second is the cock cock cock, said Mistress Chatterbox. The teacher had intended to play a joke on Annie, but she wrote the essay in such a way that it became a joke on teacher. It became a joke on teacher. Annie wrote the essay in the form of verse. It told the story of a mother duck and a father swan. This father bit his three ducklings to death because they quacked too much. This is the point. The father bit his three ducklings to death because they quacked too much. Clearly, the father's swan was Mr. Kissing, and the ducklings were the poor children in his classroom, which is very humorous. These lines. Luckily, Mr. Kissing took the joke the right way. He read the poem to several classes. Now he stopped giving any extra homework. He allowed her to talk in the class. Now he himself also made jokes with the children. So this is how this story has been written in this lesson, and there are other things which we will discuss in the other videos. Thank you. God bless you.